Hey there, it's CJ Willie and I'm cracking a pack today. I'm back with pack number 4 in my 1988 Topps Mini Leaders box. I'm trying to see how many packs I have to crack to get all 77 cards in the complete set. I've included the link to the preview video in the description below, which gives a little explanation on the set and the highlights of what I could pull in cracking these packs. Since each of these packs only has 7 cards, I'm going to guess which category or categories the player led their league. Then I'll flip over the card to see if I was right or how very bad my memory was of the 1987 season. I've also created this nifty checklist to keep track of our progress as we go along. And I'll mark it off. Since we're here on pack number 4, I'll get that marked off and then we will get to cracking this pack. So let me zoom in just a little bit. There, makes it a lot easier to read. Okay, we are to cracking pack number 4. So far no duplicates, so that's a good sign in my hunt to completing the set. So I'm not going to look at the bottom card because that would make it really cheating. I mean, I can already see, so I don't damage corners, that it's Wade Boggs. So let's get the Spring Fever checklist on top. Or not checklist, but, no official rules necessary. Purchased to win a trip to 4 in the 1989 spring training camp of the team of your choice. Well, I would have been choosing the Cardinals. So, first card out of the pack is Danny Tartabull. Came up with the Mariners, then was traded to the Royals. Spent a number of years with the Royals, Yankees, other teams. He was a power hitter. I'm going to probably say that he was high in home runs, doubles. And I'm going to go with RBI as well. So let's take a look. All right, home runs. I got that right. So he was 3rd in home runs and 1st in game-winning RBI. He also ranked 9th in hits, 9th in on base, and 10th in slugging percentage. Pretty good year, 34 home runs and 101 RBI. In any other regular year, like in current Major League Baseball, 101 RBI would be a league leader. Back in the late 80s and 90s, that was not very close. So Danny Tartabull, number 16. So let's get that marked off. Next is Len Dykstra. He's more famous for currently being in jail most of the time, or prison nowadays. Back in the day, he was a spark plug for the Mets, top of their lineup. I'm going to say he was probably up there in steals and maybe on base percentage. Let's take a look at the back. Nope, I was completely wrong. Didn't even get close. 4th in doubles. He had 27 steals, but that wasn't a league leader. He was a doubles machine apparently back in the day. Okay, let's get Lenny Dykstra marked off. All right, Kent Hrbek, power hitting first baseman for the Minnesota Twins. So 88 highlighted the 1987 Major League Baseball season. Twins went to the World Series and won. They beat my St. Louis Cardinals, so kind of sad for me. Hrbek probably led the league in home runs, and I'm going to say maybe RBI. Okay, he was 3rd in home runs, 7th in bases on balls, so 7th in walks, and then 9th in slugging percentage. So I didn't get the RBI right. He only had 90 RBI, but he tied for 3rd with 34 home run. And as we saw earlier, Danny Tartabull also hit 34 home runs. So, Kent Hrbek, home runs. And marked off. Next we have Tony Gwynn. So in most years, Tony Gwynn is a relatively easy one to choose. He regularly led the league in batting average, hits, on base percentage. So I'm going to go with batting average and hits is what he was the league leader in. Wow, look at the back of his card. So number 1 in batting average, got that. Oh, 370. I forgot that for the majority of the 1987 season, Tony Gwynn kind of flirted with 400. There's a lot of story around if he was going to be the first baseball player since Ted Williams to hit over 400 in a season. 1st in hits, 2nd in on-base percentage, 2nd in stolen bases. Even though he, put on the pounds later on in his career, he did have a lot of stolen bases early on in his career, and then 4th in runs. Unfortunately, Tony Gwynn passed away from cancer a few years ago. So let's get Tony Gwynn marked off. He's one of our Hall of Famers that we're trying to get in this set. Okay, next we have Steve Bedrosian. He was a closer for the Phillies, Braves. Trying to think of another team he was on, but mainly the Braves and Phillies. I think he pitched some with the Twins as well, and maybe Indians. This may be an easy one since he is a closer. They probably was a league leader in saves. So yes, in the 1987 season, he led the league in saves with 40. He also finished second in games finished with 56. Bedrock was his nickname. His son Cam Bedrosian, I think, is a pitcher with the Angels. He may have moved on to a different team. Nowadays, it's a little bit more difficult for me to keep track of where all the players go, but his son Cam Bedrosian is a pitcher with, he's a reliever as well. I'm pretty sure it's Angels. The next card we have is Charlie Huff. Charlie Huff is one of my favorite players. Way back in the day, when I was in high school, I tried to throw a knuckleball. I couldn't make a dance like Charlie Huff or the Necro Brothers. Charlie Huff pitched forever. Came up with the Dodgers, spent some time with the Rangers, went to the White Sox, the Marlins. I believe he ended his career with the Marlins. Had over 200 wins in his career. Always looked like he was ancient. As you can tell on this card here, he's trying to finish on this follow through to throw the knuckleball. Anyway, my guess for Charlie Huff, since he threw the knuckleball, is he probably was a league leader in complete games. I don't know if 87 was the year that he had a lot of wins, but we're going to check it out. I think complete games is what he may have had. Ooh, good thing I said wins. So he's tied with fourth in 18 wins, 18 and 13, and fourth in strikeouts. So that's pretty cool. I mean, he did strike out 223 batters. He did walk 124 hitters. So there's that. He also ranked first in games started, first in innings. There we go. Sixth in complete games with 13, and then 10th in earned run average. So Charlie Huff, yeah, one of my favorite players of, the late 70s to 80s. And then our final card is Wade Boggs. Wade Boggs is a lot like Tony Gwynn. Let's get Tony Gwynn up here on the front. Boggs was a perennial leader in batting average, hits, doubles, on-base percentage, Hall of Famer. So we've gotten a couple of Hall of Famers in this pack. I'm going to go with batting average and hits. I should remember, because in my preview video I talked about card number 1 and what made up the league leaders. I remember he had 4 on his back, but I don't remember all of them. So I'm going to go with hits, doubles, batting average. Okay, yeah, if I just remembered on-base percentage, I would have had the 4 of them. So batting average is first with 363, on-base percentage, second in doubles, fourth in hits, and also third in slugging percentage. I do remember in 87, he did hit over 20 home runs. He hit 24 home runs. I think that was his career high. So 24 home runs and then 1 RBI short of being at 100. Wade Boggs, definitely Hall of Famer. Out of this pack, I've already talked about Charlie Huff as being one of my favorite players. I'm going to probably say my favorite card out of this pack, or probably what I have the best memory in, is going to be Wade Boggs. So as I go and mark his card, number 1 off here at the top, the thing that I remember most about Wade Boggs was he had a game day habit of eating fried chicken before every game. Now, I don't think in today's conditioning, most players would have fried chicken to start the game, but Wade Boggs definitely had fried chicken, and that was one of the things that he was noted for. He claimed that it was, as long as he ate fried chicken, he was going to have a great game. I don't know how long in his career that he did that, if it was for the vast majority of the career, but I definitely remember in the 80s with him being interviewed by a couple of reporters that was the story going around, that Wade Boggs, prior to game day, always had fried chicken. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like it, subscribe and share. Also, share with me in the comments what your favorite card or what you thought was the best card in the pack. Until next time, when I'm back to crack the next pack of my 1988 Topps Mini Leaders in my quest to complete the set.